everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been on a little bit of a hiatus recently, but don't worry, I got some explaining to do. So I got tendonitis in my left wrist. I then fell down the steps and pulled my hamstring. And then I had strep. So August was a little bit of a wild month for me. It was eventful, to say the least. But I'm back. And today I'm going to be doing a 5-minute warm-up stretch. A lot of you have been requesting this, something really simple and fast for you in the mornings or before you work out, after you work out, before you go to sleep, any of that good stuff, wherever you want to put it in your routine. So we're just going to get started right away. I haven't even stretched yet, but yeah, let's get right into it. All right, starting off with the neck, nodding our head up and down, going very, very slowly. We're just warming up the cervical spine here and breathing as we do so, going from side to side, left to right, just warming up here. Again, breathing while we're doing so. And then we'll tilt the head as well for the side of the neck stretch and just breathing as we do so. And then we're going to put one hand on top of the head, let it rest there. You don't need to put a lot of weight, just let the opposite arm hang down and you'll feel a side of the neck stretch. Same thing on the other side, just breathing as we do so, letting that arm hang down. And taking the hands behind the head, tucking the chin, dropping the elbows, and curving the spine for the back of the neck. All right, and going right into those arms, circling them back. Really take your time, try to stretch fully as far as you can. Reach out through those hands. We'll go backwards and then we'll go forwards like you see here. And just breathing as we do so. Next, we're gonna cross our arms in front and take one arm, pull it to the side, roll out that wrist as you do so. And breathe, other side. Same thing, rolling out that wrist, breathing, and then taking that elbow, pulling it behind for that tricep stretch. And same thing on the other side. All right, next, standing up, pushing up against a wall. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight. That back heel is trying to reach towards the floor. This is a great heel stretch. And switching out those feet. Again, you can hold it for as long as you want. I'm just trying to make this quick because it's supposed to be a 5-minute stretch. And then putting your hands on the wall and trying to sink your chest through those arms. I promise this stretch feels amazing, so try it at home if you can do so. And then coming all the way up. Next, we're going to take our head, drop the chin, rolling all the way down through our spine. These are our spine rolls down to the ground. Bending the knees once we get down there and straightening, and then tucking the tail, rolling all the way back up. Usually I like to go slower with this. I actually like to go a lot slower with this, so I recommend doing that. But I'm just trying to go fast here for time's sake. So next, you're going to widen your legs, turning those feet out, pushing outwards on those knees with your elbows and sinking the pelvis down to the floor as much as you can. And breathing, and then you put your hands on those knees and drop one shoulder in at a time and just breathing so while doing. And then dropping your head, grabbing both those elbows and just swinging from side to side and breathing. This is one of my favorite stretches to do when I'm just warming up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to reach over to one side as far as you can, keeping those legs straight. And then you're going to bend the opposite leg for an inner thigh stretch. And again, just breathing, making sure that you're taking your time during this. Again, I am rushing just because I'm trying to get this in a 5-minute time frame. And then doing the other side, same thing, bending that opposite leg if you want an inner thigh stretch. If not, just hang out in your regular position, trying to reach for that calf, ankle, or foot. And then just dropping down in between those legs and breathing. Next, feet together, knees apart. If this is uncomfortable, push your feet a little bit away from your body. You're going to put your elbows onto your knees and push downwards as your head and torso try to reach towards the ground. And you're just breathing here. Usually I do this a few times to warm up in the morning. Next, you're going to cross one leg over the other and twist. This is great for the lower spine and just sometimes I get a few cracks out of it and it's just really enjoyable. So I'm putting this in the routine. And just breathing as you do so. Next, we're going to make our way down to the floor, putting our knees into our chest and just resting there for a while. I actually like to hold this position for a long time, but again, this is up to you. This is supposed to be a 5-minute stretch. Next, our hands go onto our knees and we just circle the femur in the hips to warm up those hips. And going the other way, making sure we do both sides. Then once you're done, you're going to bring one knee in, one leg goes out. This is great to warm up those hips as well. If you're not ready for lunges yet, this is a great starter. Next, we're going to do our figure 4 position where we have one leg across the other and pulling that knee towards us. This can be done in a multitude of ways. You could do it on the floor, you could do it sitting up, you could do it on the wall. There's a lot of different ways to do this stretch, but for this, I'm just doing it on the floor. All right, next we're going into our 90-90 position. As you can see, my leg's at a 90-degree angle, and we're just dropping both knees to the side at a time. And breathing. Good. Now we're going to make our way onto all fours, keeping those hands underneath those shoulders, arching up into our cow position, and then going into scared cat. I'm going kind of fast here, again for time purposes, but slow it down as much as you need to. Going all the way through that head-tail connection, going into child's pose, rolling up through scared cat into a cobra position. You want to make sure those shoulders aren't by those ears, and then pushing all the way back into a child's pose. Do this a few times just to warm up the spine a little bit. Next, I like to have a static leg hold, which is one leg in, one leg out, and just holding it, but this is okay. If you want to make this into an active stretch, you can. I'm just going over to the other side. Again, you can hold it for as long as possible. I'm holding for a very, very short amount of time just for video purposes. And then I go into a frog position where we're actively trying to reach our feet down towards the ground to open up those hips. And just breathing here as you do so, and then we'll go and rock back and forth in this position. This is great to open up the hips, and if you're trying to get those middle splits, it also helps a lot. We're going to make our way into downward facing dog and just tread through those feet. This is great to just warm up those legs. I love downward facing dog, and then just finishing out with a child's pose by weaving one arm in and then the other arm. Again, holding this for as long as you want. And that is the end of our little 5-minute stretch. I hope you enjoyed. So I know this video wasn't usually what I normally do. I usually like to really take my time with stretching. I like to articulate all the way through the movements and hold it for longer to really give myself a better stretch, which I recommend doing. But when your life is busy and you're on the go, sometimes you're not always able to do that. So that's what this video was kind of for. But feel free to slow down the movements, hold it for longer. This was just for time's sake. But yeah, besides that, if you didn't enjoy this video, I'm sure I have another one that you would love if you want a deeper, slower stretch or something that's more targeted towards a certain part of your body. I have those as well. So make sure you go and check out my other videos as well. I'll be back soon for a longer stretching video. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.